and ramen. We're gonna get ramen some arms. What is going on, everybody? We are back with another episode of Boss Battle. This is episode 57 featuring Dennis from BadMad Robots. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, hey everyone. Doing well, you?
Good. I just came from the gym, so I got a lot of energy today. Ramen, how you doing, my friend?
I'm actually doing really bad, honestly. BadMad.
Nice one.
I knew there was some pun coming, man. This is the boomer side of the show. Apologize that to the crowd. I'm just kidding. We're going to get into Boss Battle today. So for those of you guys that are new to the show, we're going to go over the rules really quick. Also for our guest here, Dennis, to understand. You have to have an 85 average or above across all the bosses. Towards the end of each round, the audience will vote on X to determine the score of the guest. And there will be a lightning round of questions that will be given between bosses 2 and 3, which is kind of like your cooldown period that doesn't have any effect on your score at all. So, Dennis, you ready to play some boss battle?
Yeah, of course, always.
All right, let's get into the first boss here. All right, let's get down to business, everybody. Question number 1 says, can you tell us about the story of how Acid Rain Studio was formed and what inspired the creation of BadMad Robots?
Yeah, it's quite a good question, actually. So we used to have another game before. It was like Web3 game as well, like play to earn one. Was called Drunk Robots back to 2022. It was pretty simple, just like PvP idle game where we also had like this IP, this exactly the same robots, and it was like quite popular. But then mostly like play to earn games died and so on. So we were thinking like on how we want to proceed, like if we want to upgrade our existing game, which was like PvP idle one. But I mean, it was kind of boring in terms of gameplay itself. I mean, there are audience which love this type of games, but we personally decided to make out of the boundaries. So yeah, that's why we decided like, okay, what we ourselves love to play. It was like FPS games. So that's how we decided that we're going to build like FPS game. And as we already like had the IP and like mostly all the characters, mostly everything like described in terms of like gameplay, lore, and so on. So we took it and started like developing of like FPS game. To be honest, it was tough. I mean, once we like started to do it, we thought like, it's easy to do, but no, it's not. So yeah. So pretty much that's how it started and how everything like born. It took us like 1.5 years actually to be on the stage where we are right now.
Absolutely love that answer. Ramen, you look shocked. What's going on, man? Are you just frozen?
Me? Oh, no. I'm just super excited. I'm just, stretching episode 57, super long intros. I'm ready. I'm just stretching.
You know what? We have a comment here from the crowd. It says, shout out Ramen getting me on BadMad Robots. Ramen, you want to share a little story about that?
Yeah, JGB likes to play games, and I'm like, yeah, you like these kind of games? He's like, yeah. I said, here's the code, let's play. And that's the whole thing. That's what we do, right? It just starts by getting people in the game and let them come to their own decisions. Shout out JGB. We still got to finish Split Fiction, forced co-op game that Hato loves. And I'm just kidding. No forced co-op. I'm just kidding.
Why am I catching strays? What the hell?
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
let's move on to the next question. I don't know why I'm catching strays here on the show today. BadMad Robots is described as a free-to-play multiplayer shooter. What made you choose this model, and how does it fit into your overall vision for the game?
So I guess I already touched a bit it. So we decided to go with FPS because we personally love FPS, our internal team, core team, which was using on previous project. And I mean, if you're talking about FPS and especially about Web3 space, it's kind of hard to make it paid one. And in terms of monetization, it makes more sense to do it free to play, but monetize it on skins for weapons, characters, emotions, other digital items. So yeah, that's why we did it.
I do love that take, because I see a lot of games that have I'm seeing this a lot less these days, but there were a lot of games that had a huge paywall to get in, and it's
That's true.
How do you access the game? You have to spend $1,400 to touch the game. It's not even close to alpha. It's pre-alpha, So I do appreciate that sentiment that you have there. Let's move on to the next one here. It says the game features a post-human society with heartless metal outlaws. Can you dive deeper into the lore and world building behind BadMad Robots?
Yeah. It's pretty big, actually. So if we'll start from the beginning, there's city called Lost Machines, and there was robots which used to be just helping people, for example, movie stars, bartenders, secretaries, and so on, just usual routine work which they were doing for people. But then they had some issues in their software. They started to glitching and so on. So people was just throwing them into garbage. And then these robots united, and they decided hey, hold on, we want to have freedom. We want to power back. And they started to pushing people away from the city. And once they pushed all the people out of the city, they was just boring and didn't know what to do. So they decided hey, we can just beat ourselves. So they decided to split into the groups and just have madness and fun.
Love that answer. I really like hearing how the lore comes together in games, because I don't know about y'all, chat, but I care about that stuff. I really do. I want to know why we're here doing what we're doing. Maybe I'm a little crazy, but yeah, you agree with me?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to feel some kind of a little bit of a connection, right? We usually play with characters that we almost kind of define as ourselves, or we feel like we want to be a part of. And I kind of feel like a thrown away, glitched out robot. Yeah. And look, I'm trying to get purpose and get power back into the world. So, I mean, you can identify to things like that. It's the rise up, the revolution. I think it's 2025. We're ready for one.
Absolutely.
In Robot Land.
Even though each of our robots, for example, which right now we're using in the game, has their own history. For example, Bob was bartender, Smasher was former military, and so on. So each of them have their own role in real world and how they were used to in these humans.
Love that. Chat, the poll is live for the first boss. So if you are ready to vote, go ahead. You got about 10 minutes. No rush on that, but just letting you guys know the poll is live and posted here in chat in just a second. We're going on to the second to last question here. It says, what sets BadMad Robots apart from other hero shooters in the market right now? What is your unique selling point?
Yeah, I mean, it depends when we like what we consider like as a hero shooter like on the market. If we're talking about like the whole market of the gaming, considering like traditional games, so obviously we are different in terms of our technologies which you're using, like Web3 technologies. If we're talking about like shooters inside like the market and inside the like Web3 market, then we have like our own, I would say, like visual style. First of all, like it's kind of different in terms of and outstanding. So you can, when you see like BadMad Robots game and like footages and so on, you can remember it, and it's definitely like something unique, I would say. And also, I mean, we had a huge experience of like building games, and we also trying to work with like AAA studios, outsourcing studios from US, from Europe, which used to have working like for Call of Duty, for example, and other games. So we value expertise here, and we prefer like to do gameplay first. Once the game will be fun to play, actually fun to play, I mean, we'll have everything the rest.
Now, I do want to ask a quick follow-up here.
Yeah.
When it comes to optimization, how high is that on the priority list?
It's super high. I mean, we spent from November till January, till the end of January, like 3 months to polish what we have right now, and we're still like doing it because right now it's not bad. It's like running quite good on like average spec PCs, but still like if you're on low end PCs, it will be like tough for you to play. So what we're trying to do is to aim for at least 60 FPS for low end PCs, which is still not so best for like FPS games. So we'll like continue like improving of it. But yeah, it's like main priority as well.
Love that answer. I think that's another thing. Just to generalize real quick, another thing I see in Web3 gaming is like optimization is not a priority. So I like hearing that coming from you guys. Let's go to the last question here on the first boss, and it says, "Can you walk us through the current development stage of BadMad Robots?" I know you alluded to this, but what has the community response been to that so far?
I mean, community love it. There are like, of course, some quite good feedback, I would say, in terms of like abilities, in terms of balance. And for example, we had our first game night with Esports community, and when they was trying to play with pulses like our support character, which is healing, it was quite awful in terms of the powerment and in terms of like how much does she heal. So we improved it after like straight away after the game night. So yeah, we value feedback. It's super important for us, even if its feedback is like, I don't know, bad in terms of what we're doing, because this we can see what we can improve. And yeah.
I got to ask Raman a quick question. You look like you're dying to get in there. Go ahead, man.
Oh man, I mean listen, this is the reason why I ended up liking this game in the first place, and I like the team on there. Is you know me, I'm always I don't know about complaining, but I'm always talking about I'm the gameplay first guy. We talked about it. We've got ostracized for saying that. Oh, how can you say that if you're in Web3? But look at where we're at right now, right? Everything has kind of run its course, and now people are reverting back to, listen, I just want to play and have fun. There's still a reason why I have like well over hundreds of hours of Rivals now and a couple other games because we're enjoying it for the fun. So once we get back to that, I think it's secondary. You got to remember that Web3 is just a feature. It's not the product, right? So when they put that as the product first, you see what happens. Unless it's like meant for that, for like a DeFi in the space, and it's like a degenerate type game, then I totally get it. But for this one, I like the direction of this. So I like the quick turnaround times and the fact that they're actually working on that. And that's it. That's all I want to say.
Hell yeah. No, it's good. Good input. Good input. That pretty much concludes the first boss. We're going to go into our little special announcement. I didn't upload it. Someone else did. So shout outs to you. We didn't mess up this time. So let's get into this special announcement here. All right, Mr. Ramen Cash, the mic is yours, my friend.
You already know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is your free BadMad Robots badge, courtesy of Rev. Thank you so much for dropping that. But listen, folks, if you're out there watching right now, make sure you go and you click on that link and collect that. It is no gas. It is free, my favorite 4-letter word. And you want to make sure that you collect this thing, because later on, and I won't mention any specifics, but this item that you're going to collect today is going to have some utility down the road here in our Catalyst ecosystem. Can I wink? It won't get my wink. Wait, get my eye. There it is. See that wink? Yeah, that's my wink. Yeah,
You're really glitching out for real this time.
I'm actually really glitching out. I think there's an uprising that's about to happen right here in the office with my other bad friends. But yeah, if you haven't seen those, definitely go out and collect those, because not
Looks
only
like he's
are they
dying.
all day. Listen, I'm a box of noodles. If the broth is running low, I gotta fill up.
He needs some milk.
I need some. Oh yeah, my calcium deficiency is really getting to me right now. I'm just kidding. I don't have bones. I'm a box of noodles. Anyway, yes, there it is right there. I love the, I always wanted to say, this really brings back a lot of nostalgia for me too. I'm so glad that we picked that specific cartridge, because there's so many memories that are involved with that specific cart. Yeah. Claim badge. Thank you.
Yes,
I love the
sir.
visuals now.
Yes,
We're
sir.
introducing visuals on the show. Browse the collection.
We're not yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, we got visuals now. Anyway, Dennis, are you ready for boss number 2, my friend?
Always.
Awesome. Oh, I'm still dancing. Crap. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. All right. Boss number 2. We got some bad questions, and we are going to rip. So the first question, boss number 2, is, you mentioned different character. Did I say mention? I didn't mean to put I in there. You mentioned different character roles like tanks, damage dealers, and support. How many playable characters are available at launch, and what's your approach to character balancing?
Quite good question, I would say. So right now we do have like 6 characters. 2 of them, actually 3 of them is damagers. 2 of them is like tanks, and 1 of them is support class. We already have 5 more characters developed in terms of like 3D models and so on. We didn't show them to anyone yet. So maybe anywhere soon there will be like some leaks of it. Let's see. So
did you just leak?
No, kinda. Actually, it's the first time when I say it in public.
Why do we always get alpha on this show?
We love leaks. Yes, sir.
So yeah, we're aiming to have 11 characters at the beginning of open beta, I would say.
So what are the other character classes, without getting into detail?
It's the same classes, but just divided by roles.
Is there any one-shot snipers, by the way?
Yeah, there is one.
Let's effing go! No, Para, if you are watching, my friend, it's time. Close my mouth. It's rude. There's only one way I could do that, because I'm always smiling. I gotta go cool face. See, now you can't see my mouth. Now you can't say nothing about my mouth being closed. I just got my cool face on. Anyway, look at Otto, can't keep it together during the show.
I wasn't ready for that.
I know you're ready for that. You know me, I'm just trying to get a little bit of alpha out of Dennis right now. He's already leaked too much. All right. We're going to get on to the next question. Let's talk about game modes. You mentioned Team Deathmatch and Control. Yeah. Are there any unique twists to these classic modes, and are there other modes players can expect coming soon?
It depends on what you mean by coming soon. Because, yeah, I mean, if in a nutshell, we do have some ideas of combining some different, I would say, game modes, not Control Point and Team Deathmatch, because they are consistent, they're quite familiar to the players. So we'll leave them as it is right now. But what we're thinking is to combine planting of the bomb with escort, for example. So, but it's still just ideas, and right now we're not focusing on game mods because I mean, for us, the main priority I would say, except like polishing, except like optimization, is a new content, and yeah, of course, like game mods is a new content, but I would say it's like third priority because we need to implement like new characters, we need to implement new maps. So yeah.
Nope, that's great. That's great. I heard. I think I'm hearing search and destroy. I like that search and destroy type mode. Okay, okay. Maybe CTF. Well, this is our favorite question. What game? Yo, Cap. BadMad Robots, my friend. Hit up
It's
the
in
Discord
it's in the title.
or new title. New title. We've got keys for you, and we want you to come play. BadMad Mondays, every single Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you show up.
Ooh, I like that.
Look,
Bad Man Mondays. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Ramen did it.
That's pretty cool.
I got to get a little plug in there. Okay. All right. So I'm really excited about the different game modes, but I totally get the optimization thing. So I won't try to dig for more alpha. I'm going to go to the next question. It said the description. Ooh, I'm glitching. The description mentions unique, mind-blowing abilities. Can you showcase some of the most exciting or innovative character abilities in the game?
Quite good question, I would say. I can leak one more time, I guess, for one chapter which will have like illusions, which will act as like player. I mean, it's not like unique in terms of like the games because mostly it's kind of hard actually to create like unique ability. Mostly like it's a mixing of some existing abilities in the game with like another game. So yeah, that's my answer, I would say. Right now we're mixing like abilities from other games and adding like values for our games. For example, with chain ability, like unique, I mean, ultimate ability, toxic grenade, and when you like scope in, you can like see through this smoke, but enemies can't see through the smoke. So yeah, it gives kind of advantage in terms of like shooting and sniping.
I like it. I like how we're getting these leaks because I'll be using that ability as well too.
I got real quick. Does
Yeah.
it have like a lifespan? Or like that could be abused, right? How do you balance that? Because that's a
Yes.
little bit of unfair advantage for like the other players. So like, what's the trade off?
I mean, there is the character called Knockout, and he can use his ultimate ability, which showing where the enemy is. So yeah, it's kind of balanced. So if you're talking about like hero-based shooters, it's always you have to pick a counter-pick like characters. So that's what we're also like considering, and that's what we're doing when we like planning our like new characters or existing ones.
Sounds good to me.
Listen, Mr. Picky Gamer, Otto wants to know. He wants to know.
I'm not a picky gamer. I just know about abilities and balancing. We just had a discussion about Rival before the show, so I just wanted to know if there was like a counter punch. By the way, chat, the next poll is live. Go vote. You got 10 minutes.
Do it and get the cart. It's free. All right, we got last question, boss number 2. Then we're going to be hopping into a lightning round, which is not part of the bosses. Just a little break before the third boss, so you get a little breather. I don't think we'll be poking for too much alpha. I want to know who made these questions. I feel like the community really went and was trying to dig for alpha when they gave us this question set. It feels like they were trying to pry information. All right, last question. What does the map design philosophy look like for BadMad Robots, and how do different environments complement character abilities?
Yeah, also quite a good question, I would say. So first of all, we make it consistent in terms of the distance. So for example, we do have like save zones from both sides, and the like distance from one time save zone to the center of the map is the same as from another side. So it doesn't give any like advantages to any side. For example, like for control point, it takes like the same time to reach into like the control point which you have to capture at the same time. So this is like the first rule which we're considering. And then it's just mostly like level design stuff. So we try on blocks, like gray blocks on the Unreal Engine, then trying to play it, see how it feels. We change in these blocks and so on until we will find, I would say, the good solution. And of course, before like blocking, we like thinking what we want to do. For example, like subway. And if we were going to do like subway, how it will feel with like each character. For example, we have Bob, which is flying, so it kind of be hard for him to have like small ones. So we have to increase like it, and then it means is it going to be like destroy subway, or is it going to be like just like with huge hate? So yeah, considering like abilities, considering like ideas, doing like reboxings and testing. Then again, testing, then improvement, and then we starting like to doing the texturing and 3D modeling.
Yeah, I have no concept of what like level design will be like. I can only imagine how crazy it is trying to like set up all the stuff for, collision, making sure you don't go outside of the map, making sure there's no places where you can camp outside the spawn, like I try to do with Bob. All the
Yeah, and also to mention like using abilities together, like using them around the map, using the map to your advantage. Some maps you may have an advantage or disadvantage on different characters. So like those kind of things matter. So it's good to hear that insight.
Corner peeking and all that fun stuff. Yeah, a lot of advantageous stuff, Counter-Strike action going on in there.
It's like core of hero-based shooters.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we should stick around for some Marvel Rivals talk. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for boss number 2, and then we're going to be hopping into the lightning round, and we're going to be alternating back and forth.
But before we do that, we're going to run an internal ad sponsored by Catalyst.
Foolish crypto hodl. Foolish crypto hodl. With a name like that, this guy thinks he's a crypto guru, but he's really just a shit gamer. Isn't this the guy who thinks a minimap is a requirement for a game? Fool! It doesn't surprise me that this loser quit Valorant! Don't be like him, gamers. Get Slurfy. It'll make your gaming experience over 9,000! Drink Slurfy. Enjoy the blast. Know your place, gamers! Know your place! Follow for more content! Or your...
I like what you got there. Let me show you what I got. Check this.
Slurfy.
Catalyst.
Shout out to Sir Sapien and yours truly for all those ads. They are awesome and great. Ronman, you good?
Yeah, what's wrong with mini maps?
Hey, there's no mini map in Rivals. I'm just saying.
I'm just kidding. I play hardcore. I don't use mini maps.
Dude, my entire thesis on games has just gone out the window. I guess mini maps don't matter. Compasses do.
You never
Compasses and alerting systems.
We don't need HUDs either. We don't even need a HUD.
We don't need HUDs. You're right. We don't need any of that. We just need good gun-on-gun gameplay.
That's it. That's all we need. We just need good gameplay. The rest will happen.
I want to shout out some of the comments here. That's what she said. I guess he's responding to 4 minutes on the poll. I guess that's
no. Wow. Someone's feeling spicy. Taco Tuesday. Let's go.
Yeah, I guess so. We're going to move on to our next segment, which is the lightning round. Yo, someone get that bird some bird feed. He is mad. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's going on over there. All right, so how this is going to work, I'm going to do the first 5 questions of the lightning round. And by the way, these questions don't impact your score at all. And then Ramen will be doing the next 5. So question number 1 says, if you could add any fictional robot from the movies or games to BadMad Robots, which would it be?
Bender, I would say, from Futurama.
Oh, that's a great pick. I love that. Bending Rodriguez. Next question. What's the craziest bug you've ever encountered during development?
I mean, it's really hard to answer.
Too many.
For example, I mean, from recent ones, I mean, super hard to answer because all bugs are super different, and it's, I don't know. Right now, we're trying to do custom matches, and when you joining the match, you can do it only for 2 players, and when like the third one trying to join the same session, it's creating the new one with the same ID and so on. So I would say it's like the most complicated bug.
Gotcha.
From the recent one.
Gotcha. From the recent one. Got it. Which BadMad Robot character is currently the most overpowered in internal testing, you would say?
It's Bob. Bob.
All right, chat. Play Bob. I'm just kidding. Number 4 says favorite map in the game and why?
In our game, do you mean?
Yes.
But we do have like only one for now. So I prefer the night mod. We have like the one map with 2 lights, like daylight and nightlight. I prefer nightlight. Okay.
And then if BadMad Robots had a theme song, what genre of music would it be?
Some cyberpunk, like I would say, some like techno. I don't know, some ambient.
Okay. I'll flex with it. Ramen, your turn.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Next. Sorry. Most requested feature from early testers.
Custom lobbies.
I agree. Coffee or energy drinks during crunch time?
Sir, can you repeat your question?
Coffee or energy drinks during crunch time?
Coffee.
Coffee. All right. Which team member has the highest kill count in playtesting?
Me, of course.
I know. I can do that one. Most satisfying ability to land perfectly in the game. I think I know this one too.
Not sure. Most satisfying ability.
Yeah.
I guess resurrecting.
Yeah. I figured yours is when you're shooting your special from above.
I mean, it's not like my satisfying. It's just like easy to do, but satisfying is like resurrecting because it was like complicated to implement.
That's true. I'll give it that. All right. And last one is describe BadMad Robots in 3 words only.
Fast-paced FPS game.
Nice. I would have picked BadMad Robots.
I mean, FPS isn't a word; it's an acronym. So I think you're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that counts. Well, we're gonna let that one slide, Chad. We're gonna let that one slide. Before we move on to the next thing, what a big shout out, big community member OG. What's up, my guy? Me-Prox. I didn't see you at Bad Mondays, my guy. You said you're gonna pull up. I'm holding you accountable live on stream. You've got the keys. I'm gonna see you next Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern on the money.
Damn, my flip flops aren't here because I would say chancla, but damn, it's not here.
Chanclas, man. Auto aim on chanclas. You gotta watch out for those. Mom's got it, you know.
All right, guys, we're gonna go into the final boss here. Keep in mind this is gonna be an alternate round, so I'm gonna ask the question and then Ram will ask the question and so on and so forth. So let's get right into it. Wait. All right. First question says, you emphasize esports as a key component of BadMad Robots. What's your roadmap for building a competitive scene and have you already engaged with professional teams? You kind of answered this a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I can answer. Yeah, we reached out. I mean, we started reaching out to esports team. I don't know, like summer last year. Yeah, like around summer last year, and we actually signed some memorandums with them, so that they will participate in our future tournaments. It's mostly like top 2 tiers, I would say, across the world. Some from Asia, some from like Europe. There is one Canadian, and right now they just like waiting. Mostly they participated in. Some of them participated now like closed test. They provide us like the first feedback and so on. And right now they're waiting when we will launch the game itself. Because for esports teams, when we're saying right now it's still tricky to play like in Web3 game. So that's why they, I mean, they still willing to. If the game will be quite popular, if the game will have like functionality, if the game will have rewards around it, but they want to make sure that the game actually is in development, and once they sure about it, they want to make sure that it will be developed at the end. So yeah. And why we decided to take this approach? Because there was quite good successful. I mean, when watching like Counter-Strike and Valorant, it's a huge scene, like esports skins and so on. So it's a good way for also for monetization for the like esports team and to the fans to buy the skins. So yeah.
I do want to ask a quick follow-up. On your roadmap, are you guys looking to do like maybe events in person? Not so much for yourself, but like to be part of like a larger gaming event? Like you guys looking to do stuff like that?
There are different discussions, I would say. We had one esports organization in Brazil, and they willing to do offline event for us with like arena and so on. Like invite, they will handle like the whole organization. They will also handle inviting of like other esports teams from Brazil. Some of them just like open to play online tournaments. So it really depends.
Okay, cool. Passing over to Ramen for the next question.
All right, and kind of lines up with the last question, but how are you approaching the balance between casual players and the competitive esports community?
I mean, we right now we have unranked matches, so it's like for casual playing, but we also have a ranked matches system developed already. We just switched it off for current stage because it doesn't make sense to have it once we just like testing, giving like some feedback from the audience and so on. So there will be like rating system, there will be like division system. So according like to your rating, according like to your division, it will filling the match with almost the same ones. So like pro players, esports players will play with like pro players and esports players. Casual ones will play with casual ones. Of course, you can like create new account, but I mean, then like you will go super fast like on high ratings.
So you're telling me that there's no Smurf protection?
No Smurf protection.
Yeah, at least for now there is no.
Yeah.
Let's see,
I'm mostly joking, but okay. All right, Ramen. I guess I'll just kick it back to myself. I don't know what happened to him.
He's sleeping, I guess.
Yeah, he's sleeping on the job. God dang it. What kind of tournament structure do you envision for BadMad Robots? And are there any unique approaches to competitive play you're implementing?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say like unique ones. For example, like custom lobbies isn't unique. It's like the system which should be in the game if it's going to be competitive. But we were thinking about to have our own, not dedicated, but to let players or like esports team or organizations to customize like servers and customize like rules for it. Again, it's not super unique, but at least it gives like a possibility to change the rules, to change the balance, to change like the game on how you want to see it. So yeah.
Any innovation is better than no innovation, in my opinion. So, because you guys are starting somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's kick it over to Ramen for the next question. Ramen, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I was trying to kick it. I'm having the weird glitch. Literally, I'm glitching. Go figure, right? On BadMad, and then I'm glitching like the robots.
You're on theme today for the show. I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely there. All right, so let's talk about the game's relationship with Web3. So I know blockchain technology is something that you guys, well, it says exploring. I think the community member missed that, but something that you are using with BadMad Robots. And how is that going to enhance the player experience?
I mean, it will let players to have their assets as like NFTs, so they will be able to sell it, like actually sell it, and we're not going like to. For example, some traditional games doesn't let players to sell account, doesn't let them to sell like skins. There is no such possibilities. So this is like the first thing. The second one is that we do have robocrat system in our game. Some players which like tried our game already noticed it. So these points are going to be right now. We're just testing. So later on, we're going to implement a leaderboard to these points. So it also will be one of I would say mechanic to enhance experience of players. And what will be for these points, I can't say right now, but let's see.
Okay, we've extracted enough alpha today. We're gonna let that one. We're gonna let that one slide. But I like that. So basically, what you're trying to say is those that want to come and, play just for casually can come and do that, and those that want to experience the side of the blockchain, that if they decide they want to, they have that ability to without forcing them. Basically,
Exactly.
got it.
Because I mean,
Awesome.
once you're starting to force anyone to use like OT technologies, especially in gaming right now, players doesn't want to do it. I mean, they want to play the game, and if the game is cool, it doesn't really care if it's like Web3 technology or like any other technologies.
Facts.
So, and when you like force it, they like hate it straight away, even didn't try it. So
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. Like, connect with wallet first usually is a rough one.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest though. Like
Even me lazy to do it.
yeah, but I'll be honest too. When I get prompted with that, and that's the first thing I see, regardless of what the product is, I'm always a little sketched out because I'm like, "What are you trying to drain my wallet for?" Like, hold on, what is this? You know. So I understand where you're coming from with that. Yeah, I agree.
I think we're getting to the point though where it's gonna just most games are gonna figure it out where it's just gonna be a heavily abstracted process and it's just gonna feel like logging into a game. I think we're slowly getting there. I think what was it? Zai was doing that with like the Ryzen, where basically they use the the third web, and you just use your Steam account to log in. So I like stuff like that because if you're a gamer, right, you probably already have a Steam account or like an Epic login. But everything else, I kind of figure is catering towards the crypto bro crowd when you go the other way around, right? Because if they don't have a Steam account and you're like, well, wait a minute, I thought you game. Oh, you only play to earns or whatever. So it's like a different audience. So we can go down this rabbit hole even more. But I'm gonna kick that back over to Hado.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the poll is live for the final boss here. So you got about 5 minutes, chat. Go and vote. Go and vote. Go and vote. We're on the second to last question, right, Ramen?
Okay.
Second to last.
All right. Looking at the feature roadmap for BadMad Robots, what features or content updates are you most excited about delivering to the community?
I mean, the new characters, I would say, yeah, because it will give the new approach, the new like gameplay style. It will help people to have more counter-pick characters. So it will. I mean, new character always like totally change the gameplay. Like when you have like new one, everyone is trying. Of course, like everyone is trying to try it, but it is still good. And there will be like more diversity because right now when we're playing on like game nights, there are mostly just 3 characters which is picking up, and not because like the rest is bad. It's just, of course, they're bad, yeah, because we're bad, yeah. But they're picking them because it's more classic and there is no counter characters, so that's why. And once we will add it, it will give like more opportunities, more like gameplay abilities, and so on.
Yeah, and every game, ability, fighting game, whatever, there's all like a tier list. There's always like a hierarchy to like, there's like a meta, so
Exactly.
it makes sense that everyone finds a meta regardless of what stage the game is in. So we're going to kick it over to Ramen for the final question, then we'll go into the results.
All right. The last one. The nail in the coffin, boss number 3. Here we go. As a studio entering the competitive hero shooter market, what are your biggest challenges and how are you addressing them to ensure that BadMad Robots thrives in this space?
Yeah. I mean, it depends. There are several of them, I would say. The first one is optimization, because we care a lot about it, and it's super hard actually to optimize the game, especially if you're aiming like for low-end PCs. And the second one, in terms of marketing, it's not so hard because, I mean, again, if you have like a product in which you believe, and if you have like your own style, like your unique style, it's still like not so hard to do marketing. Of course, it always rely on the budgets and so on. So yeah. Also, at the beginning, the hardest part was to find good partners which will like develop the game with us, like outsource studio for like 3D models. I know like some VFX artists and sound effects artists, because you can spend a lot of time on looking, testing, but at the end, it's just not a match. So yeah, finding a good partner is also like complicated and crucial.
Oh, that's a great answer. Making sure you surround yourself with the right people
Yeah.
to help carry out the vision, basically to have the same type of vision to carry out the game.
Exactly.
No, love that answer. Love that answer. Man, talk about bad and mad. Let's give a big shout out to my guy Dennis over here. It's like 12:30, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh my freaking gosh. This guy, listen, if you're talking about dedication right off the rip, I think that helps go towards the score. So folks, make sure you go out and vote. You've got about 5 minutes left on the poll. What's up? Hey,
2 minutes
this is my
left.
guy too. Oh, 2 minutes, Fab. Yo, Nani, what's up? Ghost Cat, long time. GM, y'all, good to see you. Ghost Cat, another good guy. I don't know if you've reached out to him, but he does. I can't even tell you how many game reviews and games I've seen this guy play over the years. But he's another great community member. I think he's decent at shooters. He's not that great. I'm just kidding. It's my platform. I'm just talking shit.
Okay.
I was kidding, Ghost Cat. We love you, man.
Oh, man. All right. Well, that is going to do it. Oh, we got 1 minute left. Okay. So we do have 1 minute left on the poll. So this is like your moment to, shout yourself out and why you deserve an A across all the bosses. Just, speak your piece to the audience. You got about 1 minute.
I mean, I'm just a gamer as you guys, like everyone in your community and you. So yeah, what I'm doing and what we are doing in our team is just trying to make a game which will be fun to play. So yeah.
Love it. Short, sweet, and simple, and humble. I love that. Love that.
Oh, there's another question on here. I didn't even see this one.
What?
Yeah, there's one more question. There's a recent addition to your team, a guy named Ramen Cash. We just want to know, how has he optimized the community and how? I'm just playing, folks. I'm just playing. Hey,
He really tried to self-glaze on this show. That is
why can't I self-glaze? There's no self-glazing on here.
Oh my God, bro. Man.
No comment.
No comment. Oh my gosh, no.
That's the chat for that great answer. Good answer. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna do the results portion of the show. Everyone's favorite part, at least it's my favorite part. I don't know about y'all, but this is my favorite part of the show, where we go into the results and see how our boy Dennis did against all the bosses. Oh, wrong episode.
Did you just murloc us? You just got murlocked. Wait, what? Auto right now. Yeah. Like,
too much energy. All right, we're into the final results portion.
Oh my God.
Sponsored by Slurpee. On boss number 1, Dennis, he scored 100 out of 100.
Nice.
Good job. On boss number 2, which had the most votes, he scored an 80 out of 100. A little bit of downgrade, but you know, still in good shape.
Still good, still good.
On the final boss, chat, Dennis scored 100, puts him at 93.33333. He won! He won, everybody!
Awesome.
Congratulations to Dennis!
Let's freaking go!
Ramen, I want you to do the spiel because I never know what Mizzy says.
Oh,
It's about
yeah.
winning? About winning.
Okay. I'm back.
He's
I'm back.
definitely sleeping.
Ramen,
No,
Maybe
no,
I have to give comment.
Ramen, he's over here at midnight doing the show. You're over here. It's like 3:55 p.m. over there on the West Coast. Wake up, man!
Let me be transparent. I was looking at Telegram DMs. I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm just keeping it 100 really quick. My bad. Listen, first off, congratulations, Dennis, over at BadMad Robots. You have won, my friend. And what that means is you are also going to have a nice, cool little collectible. Wait, are we still doing the collectible rewards? I just want to make sure we're doing that. Are we doing those?
I don't know, but just keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing that anyway. But if we do have our special collectible reward, it is going to be something that's going to be entered also into our Catalyst ecosystem. Let me get the wink. All right, we got the wink down,
Nice one.
and that's going to be that was actually pretty good first take. It's going to help out the game and the community, and people are going to play. I can't tell anymore because it like literally is going to give up what we're doing. So I'm like with you, I can't talk too much else.
Yeah, if you tell anymore, it will leak, and I gotta cut you off there. Thank you so much, chat, for joining us on this episode of Boss Battle, episode 57, featuring Dennis from BadMad Robots. Shout outs to Sersky for all the great work behind the scenes. Damien, shout outs to Ramen Cash. Go check out our latest Catalyst Gaming News video on YouTube, and we'll see you guys very, very soon in the future. Bye-bye, everybody.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Have a good one.